Hi there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Catherine. I have a thrift haul today. I went to two of my favorite little um, secondhand shops yesterday, and I had good success. So I'm hoping to get it all into one, but if it looks like this is taking too long, I may split this into two videos. So those of you who follow me know when I make junk journals, and I really try my best to make my junk journals out of junk. So I hunt and search for laces and ribbons and fabrics and even papers. My papers that go in my books come from thrifted sources. Um, yeah, so let's get started and I'll show you what I found. My first store I went to was my Weigh and Pay store. It's a terrific little shop, and they just put everything on the scale, and they tell you what your tally is, and you're good to go. So let's start with the books first. I found this book, and it's not an old book. At first, I got excited. I thought it looked old. It's not old, but it's kind of cool because it's a reprint of an old book. It's a reprint of a 1938 edition of an atlas and guide to London, England. Somebody put a map in here. I guess somebody went to London and perhaps used it, because this map actually does not go with the book, but I like it. I'll use it. And then this book, you know how they make Sears catalogs? They do reprints of the old Sears Roebuck catalogs. That's what this is. So apparently this was a book that you used to be able to purchase it was published in 1938. So the front, first of all, they kept the colors really old. Look at the colors that they used to make this still look old. And then what they did is the front is all maps of the city. Look at these. Aren't they fantastic? So excited. Wonder where my grandparents were. I always like to find the address of the houses that they were born in. No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. The house that my grandmother grew up in London doesn't exist anymore. It was torn down. I'm not sure about my granddad's. Anyhow, and then the back. Oh, there is a map. There is a map. Oh, look at this. I love surprises. Let's open it. I have a good feeling. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty. That would make really nice end papers. Wow. Or else it might look nice up on the wall. Oh, I love that. I think I see somebody left their phone number back there. I'll take that off and throw that out. Wow, that's what a nice little treat. Excellent. And then here, these will make nice for like tags, journaling tags, backgrounds for it and that, because it's addresses, street addresses. Wow. Well, let's look for Bath Terrace. My gran was born and lived on Bath Terrace. B-A-S, Bath. There it is. Bath Terrace. So page 190. 19063. Oh, let's find it. 19. Oh, or is it 0? A, B, C, D. 19. Oh, I can't waste my whole time looking for that, but that's a cool thing to find. Happy to find that. I can't tell you the prices because I only know my final tally. There's only one thing that I paid. I'll do that later. There's only one thing that I paid a price tag price. Sometimes they will put a price tag on something. And I'll show that at the end because it's a great, big, huge book. And I paid $5 for it. But it was well worth it. I'm going to get a ton of stuff out of this big book. Wait till you see. Now, I found this, and I'm so happy. I grew up this is the Christopher Robin Winnie the Pooh book that I grew up with. And so I had to look inside, and sure enough, the publication date is 1958, and I was born in 1959. So this is the kind of, this is the version that I read when I was in school. This was my memories of Winnie the Pooh. And it's a lovely book. It's got some beautiful little illustrations in it and some color plates. Isn't that nice? So cute. Look how pretty. The front needs a little, the end papers unfortunately got ruined. And I thought initially, oh, well, that's all right, because if this is on the back, I will move this over. But the back got ruined. It's got this on it. I'll try and apply a bit of heat to it and see if I can get this off. Look at all those little people that signed out the book. Wouldn't that be creepy if my name was on it? It's not from Scarborough. Anyhow, the front needs a little care. It's got a little bit of staining here. I can work with that. Now I've got this little technique that I like doing that involves the gilding wax and that. But look at that sweet little picture. Yeah, so this one's going to bring back really good memories for me. It's a nice size. I love this size journal. So this one's going to be fun. So happy with that. Found this funny little book. Crab's English Synonyms. Strange little book. I love I mostly liked it. It's just a nice, simple, dark green book. And these can make really pretty Christmas journals, because then you can simply decoupage a beautiful old illustration, pardon me, on the front. This is, and then these are just make nice filler pages in journals. It's almost like a dictionary page, looks like. And I forget what year this is. This is in phenomenal condition, given its age. I was shocked when I saw the 1917. This is in stunning condition for 1917. This book is over 100 years old. So I love this little, I love that somebody had kept the dust cover. So I'm going to attempt to put it back together again here. So I like that. That, again, it's a nice size. I'm really enjoying a thicker spine with a smaller surface dimension for journals, especially for writing in journals. And of course, as ever, I found I can never pass by a good blank guest book. Yet another person who threw a party and forgot to put it out, I guess. These ones are nice. I like that. So I'll be cutting this apart. I hope they're not glued together. I fear that this one is not sewn in signatures, but I can still work with that, because I'll even fold these here and use it as a small leaf in a journal. So I'll work with it. It probably cost pennies. That reminds me too, when I mentioned that this looks like the pages have been glued in. This book is very interesting. It's a paperback, and I seldom see this, but it has sewn in signatures. Hold on, let me find it. Look at that. You seldom see sewn in signatures in a paperback. They're almost always glued in. So that makes this book even more precious to me, that those will be easy to get out. Alrighty, I found this thing, and you might think, what does she need that for? But I have several twines that I use frequently, and I find it handy to have them on a stick like this. I got these actually one year for Christmas with Christmas ribbons on them, and I just kept them and used them for my twines. And I knew I still had a twine here on my desk. Hold on, I'm reaching, so I'm sorry if I'm too loud. I still have one here. And so now it's got one. It just makes it easier to, when it's on my desk, there we go, I can just grab the end and it unravels. So it's just a nice little handy thing. So I was happy to find that. This I was happy to find. I almost bought one of these on Amazon. No kidding, the other day. I almost bought one, and you're probably thinking, what is that, Catherine? Oh, those of you who know, know. So it is, it's a square punch. Oh, I didn't put it in far enough. So it's, there's a 1¼ inch hole. Hold on. There's the 1¼ inch hole. And here is a 1½ inch hole. There we go. And it works terrific. It's nice and heavy. So I'm really happy with that. That's a terrific find for me. Gear, the tools I use to make my journals, I don't mind buying them brand new. I don't feel like I'm fudging my rules. Those are my tools. And sometimes you really need excellent tools. Scissors, good blades, cutting boards, that sort of thing. I don't normally cheap out on those. If I can find secondhand, oh yeah, that's terrific. But if I can't, I don't feel badly buying brand new. So I would have purchased this brand new with no guilt feelings. But when I can find one secondhand, woohoo! Found a little bundle of tiny papers, and I love these to tea dye, and then I like using them. Look at the nice small lines rather than the standard wider set lines. So those will get tea dyed, and I use those frequently. Not a lot of old patterns this time. This was the only one that I found. This store, patterns are one of the things that they have a standard price for, and it's 10 cents each, which is fantastic. But I loved her. I think my mother had this pattern and made this. Boy, oh boy, that looks like something my mom would have worn, and worn fabulously. My mom has always been very, very pulled together and attractive lady. Now, I'm curious to what this is. That if something's in a bag, they don't want you to open it. So they ask, please leave it alone. And from what I could see, it looks like it's a deck of cards. Cowgate. Now, we have a Cowgate in Toronto around our Osgoode Hall. The cows used to wander around in Toronto back when it was Muddy York. And there's a famous fence around Osgoode Hall where the lawyers go to get called to the bar. And it has a special gate so that the cows couldn't get through. So this is the Cow and Gate Happy Family Game. Oh, what am I doing? Let's open it and take a look. It looked old and it looked curious and paper, so woohoo, right? It's falling apart. The Cow and Gate Happy Family Game. Oh, Mrs. Cheerful, the cheerful mother. Oh my goodness, I wonder how old this is. I'm going to have to go online. Mr. All Smiles, the Smiler's father. The Smiler. Oh my. Mr. Cowengate, the manufacturer. Cowgate Milk Food. Oh, is it for baby formula? Mrs. Cowengate, the manufacturer's wife. Miss Allwise, the matron's daughter. Oh my. Mrs. Cowengate. Oh, I get it. Cowengate. Cow and Gate. Okay. So they weren't talking about Cowgates, like around Osgoode Hall. Mr. Allwise, the matron's husband. Mr. Nice, the nurse's father. All right, I'm going to have to look this up and find out. Oh, look how cute. Can you imagine that in a baby junk journal? Oh, wow. Master Dunkley, the pram maker's son. The doctor's daughter. Oh, she's quite attractive. Very fetching. Even the backs are really cute. All right, well, I will return and report when I find out what this game was and maybe how it was played. She looks like Maggie Smith. All right, I'm happy with this, and I have no problem using the Cow and Gate Happy Family game in my journals. Those are really cute. Good find. My bins of metal things, this was all I could come up with, and I'll find something to do with it. It looks like it's a handle off something. So that's going to go in my bin. As ever, when I find file folders, I grab them up. These are my bread and butter for making journaling cards and as the backing for journaling cards. Because they're not too heavy, so they're not too bulky, but they're thick enough to give some substance to whatever it is you're making for your journaling card. I found one envelope. This will help me with shipping. Somebody will get a journal someday in this. And this was a great find. I'm so excited about this. At first, I thought it was sheets of acetate, and I was okay with that too, because I've never found acetate that you can use for making windows, like say you were going to make some little science-looking tucks. But actually what it is, and I will use these, they're bags for when you're packing up your journals to send them to their new homes. And they're just in beautiful condition. And I don't know how many are here. Honestly, this looks like it's full. I can't imagine they could fit any more bags into this. It is full. That's a lot of journals to go to new homes. So I was very happy to find that. All right, I'm going to pause for a second and clear this all off my desk. And then I do think I've got time. I'm only at 16 minutes, so I do think I've got time. And I'm going to go grab my bag from the other store. So hold on, we're going to pause, and the view is going to change in an instant. Okay, so this next store is one of my favorite stores, and they had a great sale going on. Red tags were 50% off, and green tags were 75% off, I think, or else it was the other way around. Green tags 50% off, red tags 75% off. I can't remember now. It was just a great deal. So I got a whole bunch of little odds and ends. I got a few things that I'm going to experiment with, so I'm not necessarily ever, I'm just taking a chance on them, and the price was so good, it was worth taking a chance on. So first thing I found was these knitting needles in the right width. I was watching a YouTube video by a book restorer, and she uses knitting needles to create the space between the spine and the covers, the front cover and the back cover. Hold on, let me pull this off. So she'll get her spine, put the knitting needles in place, bring her covers in so that she has consistent space between. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, you know what? For this, it was red, so it was either 50 cents or 25 cents. I'm not sure. So that's worth an experiment to see if that's something I would enjoy using. So I think I will get out my big things and take the knobs off the end so that they're not uneven. I found a plastic lace doily. It's falling apart a little, but I don't think it will affect using this for tea dyeing. So, and it's a pretty one. It's got lots of nice detail on it, but I noticed somewhere it was a bit torn. Oh, just right here. That's okay, because if I lay that flat, that will not affect creating a pattern onto tea-dyed paper. So again, it was green, so do the math. I don't know. Now, this again is a is going to be one of those someday things. I see some journal makers, they use pleather or vinyl, fake leather, on book covers. So I thought, you know what, that's a nice big chunk. I'm just going to put it aside, and if I feel like it, I will, someday, maybe I will experiment with that. So again, do the math, red label. That was either 50 cents or 25 cents, not sure. And this is a different kind. So this one feels a little softer. I like it. And it looks a little more realistic. I don't know if that's going to show. This one was $1.50, so it was either 75 cents or, you know. This one actually looks more real, and it's a little more soft and pliable. So this one I'm especially excited to experiment with this one. And for that price, that is well worth experimenting with. So let's put that out of the way. What else did I find? I found a few of these books, these Remember When books. They're all for 1934, but they have such great stuff. First of all, that would be great for a journaling card to cut that up. Same with the back. And then there's old ads in it. Like there's a calendar for 1934. I can tea dye that. Look at a movie poster, The Way of the West. I think these were for giving to people, you know, if that's the year you were born in. Oh, Florence Henderson. Hank Aaron. Wow. It tells you the prices of things. A new house, $5,970. Oh my goodness. Wow. So they were 50 cents, but again, it was either 25 cents or it was even less. So I snapped them all up, and I'm going to take these apart and tea dye them and use them for making journaling cards. I got all kinds of lace and doilies, which I'm very happy about. I was really running low. This winter took a toll on my lace and my doilies. So let's see where they all are. I did very well. So this, hold on, let's take you off. It was yellow, so I didn't get a discount, but come on, you can't beat 50 cents for this. It's lovely. And I thought this would be nice to be able to put along bookends, because I could sew, like I could cut the fabric further out. Do you know what I mean? And then sew that along a page end. And look at how lovely that corner is, whoever made it. That's hand done. So very nice. Some pretty little doilies. I love when they're thin. Souvenir of Bruxelles. Wow. And when they're thin and they don't take up too much bulk in your book. This is interesting. I wonder if it's the cover for a Kleenex box, because there's an opening here. $1. Again, this is pretty. That'll be nice. Now that I'm really having fun making those shabby chic journals from the old books that are falling apart, I have a new excitement over doilies and laces. Again, cute. What did I pay for this one? Yep, not bad. 50 cents for two. I don't know how they decide when you get a twofer and when you. So, and I like that they're already a creamy color. Now this is pretty. Somebody worked hard on this. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That's lovely. I love the turquoise blue. Sort of robin's egg blue, actually. Maybe I've got you upside down. Is that how you go? There's how you go. So that one was a big $2. So happy to find that. Another little doily. Another tiny little one. I like the shape of this one. I can see simply cutting that down the center so that one side could go at the front of a journal and one side go at the back of the journal. Very nice. Again, another oval shaped one. And this one's a little bit thicker, but that would look nice on the front cover of a journal. This is strange. I think it's a teapot cozy. Yes, it is. But the lace is nice. I can use that for many, many things. What was that? Oh, that was a red one. So it was either $1 or it was less. Same with this little one, 50 cents. Look at that. Cute. I got a bag of laces, thank goodness, and it was in the red and mostly creamy colors, so thank goodness. I'll sort those out later. I keep my laces on boards. I cut it when I get game boards. When I buy games to use the cards, like Monopoly, I like the chance and community chess cards and the property cards. But there's only so many boards you can use. So I cut them up and then I wrap my laces around them so that I keep my laces sort of in similar colors. And I can just grab one band of laces. So that's actually a game board. Here's one that was Candyland. So I will sort this out later and get it wrapped around a board. Now what else do I have here? Oh, this was, it's already nicely yellowed lined paper. So that's good. 50 cents. I don't have to tea dye it, so that's well worth it. Oh, a little pattern. See what I mean? That was $1, and I'm hoping I may wait and get my hair dryer and take that off with a hair dryer. I actually mentioned it to them at the cash register. I said, I doubt very much that people are using these for the pattern. I said, crafters actually use the envelope. I said, so whenever possible, if you can, try to put the price tag somewhere that's not where the beautiful artwork is. And she actually said, wow, we didn't know that. So you know what? If it helps, that'd be good, right? Two tiny little retro cards. Look at that little husband and wife. This one's not that old, but it's cute. Two little babies. Somebody must have had twins. I got all kinds of these cards. My first baby brought a friend along for the ride. I like that. There's a little rainbow. Very good. Yeah, I had an only child for 7 minutes, and then her friend came along for the ride. Now, I grabbed this bag, and sometimes you have to buy the whole bag. I wanted that pink measuring tape. I don't have a pink one. I've got all kinds of colors of measuring tapes. I like using them to make tabs on books. So let's take a look. Oh, I'm going to run out of tape. Oh, bobbins. I don't need you. I've got a gazillion bobbins. That's nice. It's almost a shell color, salmon color. Let's see what you are. Tapestry needles. Oh, some little hearts. Okay, I like that. All right, very good. Let's get you out of the way. Index cards. Yay. Some more lined. I love when it's tiny lines for when I am making journaling cards out of playing cards. I really love that. Some little silky flowers, maybe for the fronts of covers. Happy with that. Another necklace. I'm doing really well on the necklaces that have sort of dangly charms. I'll take this apart later today. It's got some nice little pretty colors. Nice bright colors there. So that'll get pulled apart. Oh, there goes hold on. That was my alarm telling me that I'm getting close to running out of time. Let's see in here. I wasn't sure what this is, but I saw this little hanky and I loved the little lace on the edge of it. Yeah, look at that. I remember using hankies before we had boxed Kleenex in our house. We just used hankies. Everyone had hankies. And they just went in the laundry with our laundry. Pretty. What's this? Oh. Somebody made that. Oh, I can use it. Oh, and there's another one of those hankies. Oh, I love these hankies. Very cute. All right. Oh, I'm running out. 29 minutes. Come on. Can we do it? So this book, I like the size. I mostly got it for the pages. It is a crossword puzzle dictionary for the New York Times. And it is, what year? 1977. But I like the pages. They're already creamy. I love when the thumb indentations are there. It's just fun. So, and it's a nice size. I can still, you can still put lace or something down and make use of the cover. It's a nice size. So I was happy to find that. And then I found all kinds of, thank goodness, more laces and trims. That one's happy to find this kind. I love this kind. And this is just a trim, but I like it because it's a natural looking. It's sort of rope color. So I won't open those. You can basically tell that I got some work ahead of me sorting those out. And then the last thing here is this book called The Seasons. Oh, look at that. Lots of love to Anne, whatever season it's on. Oh, isn't that sweet? It seems to be Louis Lawrence. It's just got beautiful old illustrations in it that is going to be wonderful for, let me lift this up, for journaling cards or for page spreads. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? It's just a beautiful book. And there's poems and scriptures and quotes. I've never seen this book before, and I'm just thrilled with it. There's even some Christmassy pictures in it, because of course seasons. So happy to find that. Now, do I have time? I know I can go to 33 minutes. Oh boy, let's see if we can do it. This is the last thing. This was actually at my Weigh and Pay store. I got this great big book. I paid $5 for it, which is very high for me to pay for a book. But when it's a good book, it's well worth it. This book is huge, as you can see. It's huge. But I want it not for the cover. I want it for the illustrations inside. These will be fantastic as end papers, and they're huge. And look at these portraits in here. Just beautiful. Look, all this. I'm going to have to decide which side gets used when I eventually cut it apart. Look at this. Tea dye that and put that on an end paper. Oh my goodness. Look at this. And it's huge. That must be 12 inches. No. 10.5. That's fine with me. These are so nice. Look at her. Isn't she lovely? I am so excited. Wow. What a great book. So, this was well worth. Look at her. Isn't she pretty? I can see her on the front of the cover of a journal. Baroness Maria Anna Wilhelmine von Westerholt. Please excuse my attempts to say that properly. Beautiful. Lovely. So that's that book, the Book of Beethoven, Ludwig